Hello everyone and welcome to another live protocol video. So on this video we're going to be talking about the ISTP personality type, more specifically their darker side. One of the reasons that ISTPs fall into their dark side, I believe it's because they do have extroverted feeling or FE as their fourth or repressed function. And what does that mean? That means that they are basically socially clueless. They have no concept. Oh well, I wouldn't say no concept, but they have little awareness of how the best way they should behave in a social situation. Even if they do have some awareness, even if they gain that with time, it's not something that they will likely do because it just goes against who they are. It goes against their nature. So they can come off a little bit rough, a little bit rude, insensitive, especially to types that have high FI or introverted feeling. This will undoubtedly cause friction between the more sensitive types and the ISTPs, even INTPs, because INTPs and ISTPs share the same dominant and repressed function, TI and FE. But INTPs can come off a little bit spacey. Sometimes they are even endearing. They're crazy ideas because they do have extroverted intuition as their second function, and that makes them more abstract, more dreamlike, let's call it that. While the ISTPs, instead of extroverted intuition, they have extroverted sensing as their secondary function, which makes them very realistic. So when they talk about something, they talk about reality. So when they when they talk about someone or talk to someone, they are going straight to the reality of the situation, while INTPs are not. That's why ISTPs can have it a little bit harder when it comes to relationships with other people, and it does make ISTPs a little bit reserved, a little bit more reserved. Over time, they get burned so many times, just because the way they are. It's not that they intend to come off as rude or too straightforward, but just being the way they are, it gets them in trouble, right? So normally they're going to take a step back and start to drift away from people. They get irritated fast with people. They lack the patience to deal with other people. They basically, that's the gateway into their dark side, at least one of the gateways that we're going to be talking on the video. So more on the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you love the show.
The ISTP dark side. Do you know someone who often exudes calmness and control? Someone who on the surface seems to have it all figured out and seldom gets stressed out. Chances are, you're dealing with an ISTP. The ISTP personality type is known for being cool, collected, and controlled. They can be very adaptable and like to deal with things on a daily basis, as they favor living in the present more than preparing for the future or dwelling on the past. They love to take things apart and see how they work, even if it means breaking them in the process. And that's what caused them to attain the reputation of mechanics. They often possess an inherent natural propensity to be master tinkerers, with an eternal curiosity for anything hands-on. But all humans have a dark side. For ISTPs, this dark side is often expressed through insensitivity, risky behavior, and stubbornness, which can rile up most sensitive types. In this video, we will explore the ISTP dark side, and discuss some of the ways ISTPs can be damaging in their relationships with others. The healthy ISTP. At their best, ISTPs are resourceful people, who need little to no supervision when troubleshooting or coming up with creative solutions to difficult problems. That is because ISTPs rely on logic to help them navigate and stay grounded. They use reason as their primary means to overcome obstacles. Their secondary function of extroverted sensing renders them a sense of adventure, and a thirst for sensory concrete experiences. Which is why they often find themselves involved in more projects than they can handle. Healthy ISTPs are flexible and versatile, which makes them good people to have around in tight situations. And their capacity for adaptation means they are good at not only imagining, but also implementing their ideas in a practical and functional way. Being this rational and kinesthetically proficient, renders them the ability to approach risk with confidence. They are not ones to shy away from a challenge or contest. They advance through hurdles with a calm demeanor. It's staggering how they are able to maintain focus and posture during strenuous situations, while others would buckle under pressure. But to really reach their full potential, ISTPs at their most healthy state become teachers or masters, passing their knowledge to newer generations. But they do lack patience though, and have a hard time coping when others are too slow to keep up with them. And since they're normally individuals of few words, having to repeat themselves is something they have a particular disdain for. If only they worked on developing ways of growing and fortifying their patience, they could be some of the best teachers and masters around. Spreading their knowledge is something they actually enjoy doing, and by the way, they also love it when others show interest in their projects. We cannot forget their third function of introverted intuition or NI, and one of the ways this function acts in the third slot is by providing focus and willpower to the person. ISTPs and ISFPs for that matter, once locked into a target, will do their very best to attain the most perfect outcome they possibly can. Introverted intuition provides them with intuitive vision, and also the determination to follow through and complete their vision. But that's not all NI in the third slot does. It can also act like a gut feeling, an instinct, a warning even. It's part of their protective mechanism, producing warning signs when something doesn't feel right, allowing them to change course or ingrain correction, almost like a sixth sense. However, because NI is not well developed, it can surely backfire. ISTPs that have been wronged before may start to become cynical and negative, thus commencing the journey into their dark side. The ISTP dark side. Everyone craves human interaction, some more than others. Human beings evolved to be social. Even the most introverted types need some type of socialization from time to time, or their minds start sliding into unhealthy territory. Since ISTPs are one of the most straightforward and logical types, they do lack emotional intelligence and finesse. They don't purposely want to be rough, disconnected, or absent-minded, but having FE, or extroverted feeling as their fourth or repressed function, makes them socially clueless. They may be too forthright with their commentary and jokes, and inadvertently offend people. ISTPs are not the type to sugarcoat things, they say what they mean in a clear and concise way. This, in turn, will certainly offend more sensitive types of people, especially types with high FI, or introverted feeling. More sensitive people will most certainly feel insulted, and misunderstand the true intentions of the ISTP, quickly passing judgment. Well, the ISTP was not trying to cause any friction, so they feel like this personal attack against them is unjustified, and they start closing themselves out from the world. This is when they start manifesting their dark side. Their lack of emotional intelligence evolves into becoming completely dismissive of other people's feelings and needs. This escalates into easily becoming irritated with other people, dedicating no space for patience, and withdrawing further into themselves. They go from quiet to completely mute. At their worst, they can start acting out of character, becoming very reactive. Emotional outbursts are not uncommon when ISTPs are in this condition, as they lose control of their more sensitive side. If you are an ISTP and find yourself constantly falling into your dark side, you're probably not balancing your introversion with your extroversion very well. It's important for ISTPs to prioritize their secondary function of SE from time to time. Without forgetting that you are introverted after all, so alone time is also something to take into consideration. Having enough of it is very important. The key is to not get stuck in it. So make sure to get out of your head and venture out into the world. Participating in group sports or even martial arts could be very beneficial, as it promotes connectivity with other people and at the same time fulfills the type's inherent craving for action. And don't worry about offending others, as the more sensitive types are not usually interested in these types of ventures, so the chances of you finding other like-minded people during these activities are actually pretty good.
If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. That will allow us to keep making more videos like this. For more related content, please click on one of the suggested videos. Thank you for watching.